today's video, I'll be showing you how to get and deploy a free website on an Amazon EC2 instance. To deploy a free website on an Amazon EC2 instance, the first thing that we need to do is to launch our EC2 instance. Then after that, we are going to SSH into the EC2 instance. Once we SSH into the EC2 instance, the third step is to download Apache web server on the EC2 instance that we launched. Then the fourth thing is to go to the free website and download the free website of our choice, either directly on the EC2 instance that we launched, or we download it on our laptop. Then from our laptop we transfer it to our EC2 instance. And finally, we are going to view the website that we deploy on our EC2 instance and make sure that it is running the way it should. And after we see that the website is running correctly, then if you want to modify the website, I will show you how to modify it so that you can claim it as yours. You can use it for your business. And if you do not want to continue using the website, maybe you just do the project for training purpose or project purpose, then make sure that you terminate the instance so that you don't get charged. All right, let's get into it. The first thing I want to do is to sign into your AWS account if you have one. But if you do not have an AWS account, or you do not know what an AWS is, you can watch some of our videos. We have a lot of videos on AWS, and we have a full playlist project on AWS Cloud Practitioner that can give you the knowledge that you want on AWS, and we have a series of training going on at the same time that you can join. All right, so open any browser of your choice. Then go to the AWS website, which is AWS. Then once you are on the AWS website, you can either log in as the root user or you log in as the IAM user. So I'm going to be logging in as the root user. I put my email, then press enter. Once your email, put your password, then press enter. Then if you are using multi-factor authentication, put the multi-factor authentication as well. Otherwise, if you are not using multi-factor authentication, then once you put your username and your password, then you are good. Just click on submit and it should take you directly to the console of your AWS. All right, now that we are on the AWS console page, so from here, so to launch an EC2 instance, you need to go to EC2. If you don't already have it under the recent visited, or you do not have it under your favorite service, then you can search for it. Just type EC2 in the search bar, then it's going to show EC2 here. And if you want to favorite it, just click on this star and then it will be added to the list up here. Once you click on the EC2 service, it's going to take you to the web page of EC2. Then go to launch. Under launch instance, click on launch instance. So on the launch instance, once it's fully opened, you want to give it your instance a name. For this, I'm going to be giving it my own Medi Plus Lead web server, because the website I want to deploy is a medical website. It's a helpful website for a dentist company. And you can also charge money for this. If somebody asks you to develop a website for them, you don't actually have to do the work. You can just go to any of these websites, copy one of the websites, download it on your desktop, then modify it to what the company wants, and then you get charged for that. I mean, you get paid for that rather. So this is Medilate website. For the application and OS images, this is where you select the kind of operating system that you want the web server to be running on. So you can either use Mac OS, you can use Ubuntu, you can use Windows, you can use Amazon Linux. So for this training, I'll be using the Amazon Linux. And which type of the Amazon Linux, you have to select the type here. So there are various types of Amazon Linux. Select the Amazon Linux, scroll down. Under the instance type, pick T2 Micro. If you pick anything that is not T2 Micro, then you're going to get charged for it. Then after that, scroll down, the key pair. If you don't have a key, you can create a new one. But if you have an already existing key, you can pick one of the key that you have. Just make sure that whichever key you pick, know which of your folder the key is currently inside. And if you are creating a new key, let me just create a new key to show you this. So I'm going to call this key 4. So when you are creating a key, make sure that you do not put, if you are using multiple words like key 4, make sure that there's no space in between it, because this might give you a little challenge when you want to use the key. So just write all of them together. If you want to use key 1, just make sure that they are all together. So I'm going to just call it key 4 so that I know the latest key. Then you can select any of this key type, but I'll go for the RSA, then the .pem. So once I click this one, when I click create key pair, it's going to download a copy of the key on my desktop, on my laptop. The copy that it downloaded is the private key. So when you create a key pair, it's going to create 2 keys. One of the key is public and the other is private. The public key will be stored on the EC2 instance that you are creating, while the private key will be downloaded on your laptop. You have to keep the private key secure, because anytime you want to log into this server that you are creating, they will request the private key. You will need the private key to connect to the instance. So if you lose the private key, then it might be a little challenge for you to access the server. Not that you cannot access the server, you can still access the server. It might just be a little bit of challenge. I can show you in another video, if you lose your key, how to access the server again. It's just a little bit of process to do. All right, create the key. Once the key is created, you can see that it downloaded PEP4 on my laptop. So this here is downloaded in my download folder. So when I need it, I have to go to my download folder. So now that we created the key and the key is automatically selected, the next thing is to go to our network settings. Under the network settings, click on edit. Then for the VPC, ensure that you are selecting the default VPC. The reason why I'm choosing the default VPC is because the default VPC is a public VPC, and all the subnets inside the default VPC, they are all publicly accessible. If you do not pick the default VPC, maybe you pick a VPC that you created yourself, just make sure that the subnet that you are selecting here is a public subnet, so that your website will be accessible over the internet. So since all of these subnets are public, I will just pick one of them. So I go with the US East 1A. And for the auto assign public IP address, make sure that you are selecting the enabled, so that it can automatically give our web server a public IP address. For the security group, which is firewall, you can select already existing security group, or you can create a new one. If you are selecting already existing security group, make sure that the security group that you are selecting has SSH and port 80, which is HTTP enabled or allowed. The reason for this is because we want to be able to SSH into the server, and if you do not have SSH enabled, you won't be able to SSH into the server. And once we deploy our websites on the web server, you also want to be able to view the website. So if you do not have port 80 opened, that means you will not be able to access the website over the internet. So just make sure you are selecting the one that has both of the ports enabled, and also you can enable port 443, which is secure HTTPS. So I already have the default. I have the default security group, which has all the ports already opened, so I'm going with that. Then after that, for the configuration, for the configure storage, leave it on 8 gig. The minimum is 8 gig, so just leave that. We don't need to modify that. Then once that is done, click on launch instance. Now our instance is successfully launched. To view the instance, just click on this instance ID, then it will take you to the instance. Now that we are already on our instance page, you can see the instance is running and the status check is initializing. Actually, for you to start using this server fully, make sure that this check is completed. It's going to show you 2/2 complete. So, but why is it still initializing? We can SSH into the server. For you to SSH into the server, what you just need is to copy the public IP address of this server. What I need under here is just the public IP address. So copy the public IP address. Once you copy the public IP address, then open any terminal of your choice or any text editor of your choice. So for me, I will be going with Visual Studio Code. If you do not have Visual Studio Code on your system, or you don't know how to use Visual Studio Code, watch our video on how to download, install, and use Visual Studio Code and some of the technology that you need in IT. The video is all-in-one configuration guide. Watch that video, you will see how to download, install, and use Visual Studio Code. Alright, now that the Visual Studio Code has opened, so remember that we downloaded our key in the download folder. So I will need to switch to the download folder where my key is downloaded. If your key is not in the download folder, or whenever you download anything on your laptop, it doesn't go to the download folder, you have two options. The first is either to go to wherever the key is downloaded, or you go and move the key inside your download folder. So since my key is inside the download folder, I'm just going to switch into the download folder. To switch into any directory or any folder from your laptop on Windows PC or on any PC or any laptop, just do CD, then type the name of the folder that you want to switch to. So I'm going to type download, and the reason why I'm just using download is because download is inside my user directory, and because I was already in the user directory, then I can easily call download. But if you are not currently in your user directory, then if you call download, it might give you an issue, like an error, like folder not found. So in order to overcome this error, you can, before you type the download, you can put a tilde, then put slash, then you can put the download. So wherever you are on your system, then it will take you directly to the download folder. So now you can see I'm inside the download folder. So my key is inside the download folder, and you can see this by doing ls slash, then type the name of the key. So the name of my key is key4.pem. So, oh sorry, there is something I missed. It's ls slash, you have to put grep here, grep. Then you can see it's actually dictated that the key is on my desktop. If the key is not there, it will just return empty. So since it's not returning empty, it's showing me that there's a key there. That means my key is in my download folder. So I can clear my screen now. Now that I've confirmed that my key is in my download folder, the next thing for me to do is to SSH into my server. And for me to SSH into the server, all I just need is to do SSH-I, then call the name of the key. Make sure that you put .pem. Don't just type the name of the key. Make sure you put .pem. Then once you type the name of the key, give it one space and type the user of the server. So the user that is currently on the server that I launched is called EC2 user. That is the default user that comes with the server. If you are using Ubuntu, the default user is going to be Ubuntu, then @ So because I'm using Amazon Linux, so the default user is EC2-user @ then the public IP address that you copied, that is our host name. So the next thing to do, once you type all the command, just press enter, and it's going to ask you, are you sure you want to continue connecting? Type yes. Then this should log you into the server. So ladies and gentlemen, now we are directly inside the web server. I'm inside the EC2 instance that we launched. I can clear this, our instance. So the next step now is to go to the website where we are going to get our free website. All right, so to get to that free website, or to download the free website, open any browser of your choice. Again, I'm still going to continue using Amazon I'm still going to continue using Google Chrome. So on your tab, on your address bar, type free-css.com. So this will take you to this website. This website is very great. They have a lot of different website templates that you can use. Just modify it, download it, modify it, and you are good to go. So I'm going to be clicking on the free CSS templates, and they also have some paid, some premium CSS templates that are very good. So you can look into this and buy it, but I'm going to be using the free templates. So when I get to the free templates, you see there's a lot of free websites here, and you can use any one of them. So because I'm creating a website for an hospital, so I'm going to be going with this MediPlus list. So just click on it to open it, and you can view this website by clicking on the live demo to see whether it's something you like before you deploy it or not. So I look at this website, I really like it. It's a very great website. I can customize it to suit what the company really need. So you can go to different okay, they didn't give the option, but just for the website to run successfully, they only give you the option to the home page. but you can, when you download it to your desktop, you have access to all the remaining folders, so you can modify them from your desktop or your laptop. So this is great for what I need. I'm going to go back and download it. Just click close here. So now to download this, you have two options. You can either click on this download. I'm going to click on the download so that I download on my laptop. I'll show you how to move it later to your EC2 instance. So I'm going to click on this download. Then I'm also going to go back, right click on the download, then copy link address. So for me to download directly on the EC2 instance, that is why I need to right click, copy link address. So the link address is what I need if I want to just download directly on my EC2 instance. So now that I'm on my EC2 instance, remember the software that we downloaded earlier, the core. This is what we need to then paste the link that you copied, paste it in front of the core. Then go to the extreme end after the after the .zip, you're going to type --output. The output is once it downloads the folder, where do you want it to save it? So I want it to download it and save it as mediplus -lit. So it's going to download it as mediplus.libs.zip. So when I press enter, you can see it's downloading. Then it says downloaded successful. So if you do ls now, you can see this is the zip file that we downloaded. This zip file is what we need from that website. This is where our website is, but we cannot use it while it is still zip. We need to unzip it. So to unzip it, just do unzip, then call the name of the website, the name of the zip file. So my zip file is mediplus-lit.zip. So if you press enter, it's going to unzip this folder, the zip file. Then do ls, you can see we have an unzip folder. So this unzip folder has all of the files and folders that make up our website inside this mediplus-lit. I do not need this unzip. I do not need this zip file again, so I can delete it from my server by doing remove -rf mediplus-lit.zip. Make sure you are deleting the zip one. So when I click enter, that means it's gone from my desktop or my EC2 instance. If I do ls, you can see it's not there again. It's been deleted. The only one that we have is mediplus-lit. So I will clear my screen to make sure you are seeing my command properly. So now that we've downloaded the website on our desktop and we have unzipped it, the next thing for us to do is to move all the files and folder inside this mediplus to our Apache web server. Unfortunately, we have not downloaded the Apache web server, so we can quickly download the Apache web server now. So to download the Apache web server so that our EC2 instance can start running as web server, because currently it's just an instance, is a VM. It can't run as a web server. So for us to use it for our website, we need another software that will make this instance to be running as a web server. So the software is HTTPD. So to download it, just do sudo yum install HTTPD. And if you want to skip the confirmation, meaning that if you don't want it to ask you whether you are sure you want to download it or not, you can press -y, meaning that you are giving it auto approval, then press enter. So it's going to download the HTTPD server. Now that it's fully downloaded the HTTP server, I'm going to clear this. Like every other software that you download, they will not just start running automatically. You either tell them to start running by opening them, or by giving them some command. The same thing with the HTTPD that we downloaded. It's a web server, but at default or by default is going to be inactive, and you can check the status whether it is inactive or not by doing sudo systemctl status, then the name of the software that you downloaded, which is HTTPD, and you can see the HTTPD is showing active, inactive, meaning that the active status is inactive, meaning it's dead. So if we can't use it while it is dead, we need to activate it. We need to make sure that it's running, and to make sure that it is running, the same command that we use to check the status is what we need, but we need to change the status to start. So we are not checking the status again, but we want to start it. Then when you press start, now we have started the Apache web server, which is HTTPD. And if you go up again, like check the status again by pressing tab, by pressing the up arrow on your keyboard, it will take you to the previous command. Then you can press enter again, and now you can see initially it was showing under active, it was showing inactive, but now it is showing running, which is active. So that means we can start using Apache now. If you want to come out from this line 1 of 13, if you press enter, it will keep going counting. But if you do not want it to count, you can just press Q. Just type Q on your keyboard, press the Q button on your keyboard. It's going to quit that. Now that we are sure that our Apache web server is running, then there's one more thing under Apache web server that I want us to do. If we stop the instance and start it again, then Apache will go back to inactive, and we need to come back here and start it again. But if you do not want to be coming back and be starting it again, you just want that even if the web server was off or stopped, then start again, the Apache should automatically start by itself. Then for you to do that, you can run the same code that we run to start it, but instead of start, just change it to enable and press enter. So now even if the web server or the instance is stopped and start again, then the Apache will automatically start by itself. We don't need to come back here and start it. So now we've downloaded the Apache, and the Apache is now on our system. So the next thing for us to do is to move the folders and files for our website into the Apache HTML folder. When we downloaded Apache created 2 folders for us. One of the folder is called www, and inside this folder it created another folder called HTML. So but the HTML is inside www. So for you to see a folder inside another folder, you're going to do slash. So that means our www is a parent folder to the HTML. But these 2 folders are downloaded or created inside another folder that is currently already on the EC2 instance, and that folder is called /var. You can find that folder in /var, and for you to view the folder inside that folder, then you do /. So this is the place, inside this place, that is where we need to move the files and folders that we need for our website. If you go inside here now, there is nothing inside this files, inside this folder. You can check by going to the beginning of the command and type ls, meaning that we want to list every folder or files, everything inside this folder, we want to list them. So if you press enter, you will see it's showing nothing, that there is nothing in there. But also, if you do ls and check our medlist, which is the files, which is our website folder, and press enter, you can see it's showing us that we have all these files and folder inside the medlist folder. That is the folder for our website. So what we just need to do, all of these files and folders, we want to move them inside this place. So to move them, all you just need to do is to do sudo, or you don't need sudo for this, just to move. What do we want to move? We want to move medlist, and do we want to move the folder itself? No, we are not moving the medlist. We don't need that. What we need is everything, either folder, files, picture, or anything inside this medlist is what we want to move. So for you to specify everything, just append asterisk in front of the medlist. So this asterisk simply say we are moving everything inside this folder. But we are not moving the folder itself. We are not moving this folder, but everything inside the folder, we want to move them. And where are we moving them to? Remember, we are moving them into this folder. But you cannot just type HTML directly. It will not see it. It won't see it like this. So we need to specify the full path where the HTML is located. So the HTML is located inside /var /www /html. So this is where we are moving them to. So if you press enter now, it's going to move all the file. But the reason why it's not moving the file, you can see permission denied. So what we just need to do in case of that is to append sudo in front of that move. Behind the move. So if you go back to the same command that we ran, just append sudo to this so that we do not get permission error again. So you can see sudo move medlist asterisk /var /www /html. So if you press now, you see we do not receive the same permission error now, which means we have permission to move the file. So if you check the if you check this location now, you will see that all the files and folder, they are here now. So you can check with ls/var/www/html. You can see we have all the files and folder inside it. Then at the same time, if you do ls medi plus leads and press enter, you see it's now empty. There's nothing inside it again. So this tells us that all the files and folder inside this place has been moved into our HTML folder. So this is all you need to run in order for you to deploy your website on your EC2 instance. So now the last step is to view our website. So to view your website, go back to the EC2 instance, copy the public IP address once again, then open any browser of your choice and paste the public IP address that you copied in the address bar, then press enter. So this will show you the website that we just deployed. So you can see this is our very beautiful website. And guess what? Now here, if you now click on Doctor, it should take you to Doctor, but they do not enable. You can see that is why you are saying HTML, meaning that you can't go from here. But if you know much about website, you can actually go and modify this website, and you should be able to view every pages of this website. You can see when I click about contact us, it actually go to the contact page. It's just some minor things that need to be done for this website to start working perfectly the way it should. And this is a very beautiful website, and you can actually use this website and get paid for it. So especially for those of you that are doing freelancing. All right, so this is everything that we need in order to for this project. We have gotten our free website, we have launched our EC2 instance, we have moved the free website to our web server, and now our website is running. So the bonus part that I want to give you, or now the bonus part is how do you move the file. Should in case you downloaded the file on your laptop, how do you move it into EC2 instance? So if you have downloaded the file on your laptop, as we downloaded it on my laptop, just make sure that you know where the files is downloaded. Probably it's going to be downloaded inside your desktop. So, I mean inside your download folder. This is on my download folder. You can either move it while it is currently zip, which is the best option, or you can unzip it, and then once you unzip, if you want to unzip, just right click on extract all. So what you just need to change is from this MediPlus lead free website, that name is too long and it has a lot of space in between. So it might be very difficult for me to call the name of the file of the folder. So I'll just remove from that MediPlus. I'll just give it a very short name like MediPlus, like this. So it's going to extract this folder inside this MediPlus, but still in my download folder. So when I click extract, you're going to see it's going to extract everything inside here. It's going to extract it inside the MediPlus. So I don't want it to open it. I'm going to go back to my download folder. So now you can see this is the plus. So if you open this folder, the actual website there's another folder inside this folder. So if you double click this, it's going to show you that there's another folder. You can see this folder. This is like a folder inside a folder. I don't really need that. So what I might just do, I might just click on this and drag it into my download. So that means I'm moving the nested folder out of the original folder. So if you open this folder now, there's nothing inside it again. So I can delete that folder because I don't need double confusing folder. So now I only have all my websites in one single folder. So I can open this folder in my Visual Studio Code by going to the Visual Studio Code, go under your open folder, click on download. Then the folder that I want to use, this is the folder here, open it by selecting here. So this will open all you can see, this is all our websites. This is the folder and files for our website. So if you know about websites, then you don't really, modifying a website like this is not hard. You just need to open any one that you want. Like let's say you want to modify the index.html. I'm going to click on it, and you can see here, these are the contents of the file. So if you scroll down, you can see that this is the site. I'm going to collapse this, and you can see here. So you can modify this file. And the reason why when we click on the doctor, it's not taking us anywhere is because they put the pound sign here, meaning that whenever they click on this doctor, it should not leave the same page. It should be on the same page. It should not leave. If you want it to actually go to the doctor's page, just make sure that you have doctor page, but there's no doctor page here. So you have to go and create that. They only have the contact page, the single block, the portfolio detail, and the error message. So those are the only page they have. So those are the only places that you can link to. For example, if you want to click the contact and it should take you to the contact page, just change this pound sign and put contact .html here. So whenever they click on the contact, it takes them to this page that they have here. But the purpose for this training is not to teach you how to modify a website, but I'm just adding this as a bonus for people that will actually want to use the website for their business. So now that we have our business and you have modified it, then you can save it by pressing Ctrl X. Then we are good to go. So to move this website on your EC2 instance, just go back to your terminal. Go back to your terminal, then make sure you CD to where the folder is currently located. My folder is currently located in my download folder, but currently I'm not in the download folder. I'm inside another folder that is inside the download folder. So I need to go back to my download folder. So you can either go back by doing CD dash dash, I should move back to one step up, or you can just type the full path like /download. So this will move you back to the download folder. So you can see I'm now in the download folder. Now that I'm in the download folder, let me clear my screen. I can now move these files. So the file that I want to move, as I told you earlier, you can either move the zip file or you move the unzip folder. So either of the two, the same command will work. Just make sure that you type the right files or the folder. So to move files, zip file, to move zip file or to move folder, all you just need to do, and you can also use this command for moving file, but I will show you what you don't include if you are moving a single file. So if you want to move from your desktop to your EC2 instance, just do scp-r, then the key of the instance, the key pair that you downloaded, you also need the key, and my own key is called key4.pem. Then this is the key, you have to call the key. And now the next thing that comes depends on what you want to move. If you want to move a single file, just type the name of the file. Just say we have an index.html file and is what we want to move. Just type the name of the file. But if you want to move a folder or a zip file, then you need to type -r first, which means recursive, then give it a space and type either the name of the folder or the name of the zip file. So I'm going to be moving the zip file. So to move the zip file is called medi plus, let me check the name again. The name of the zip file is called mediplus lit. So you can see the name has too much space in between, so it might give you difficulties to move this. So for this, I might just modify the name by by going here, just modify it. I'm going to call it Medi so that it's easy for me to move it. So I'll go back to my Visual Studio Code. So now that I've modified the name, which is called Medi, so you can see this is the name of the zip file. Then, but don't forget this R, it has to be there. So this is the name of the zip file, Medi space. Then I have to type the user name of the machine that I'm moving to and the machine name. The machine name can be found in the, so you're going to be using the public IP address of that instance. So go back to your EC2 instance and copy the public IP address, then paste it here, just like how we SSH into the server. So this is all we need, but at the end, just append /:/. So you are telling it to make sure that you copy, but make a secure copy and make it interactive. Use this key and use a recursive, meaning that you are moving a zip file or a folder. If you are moving a folder, just type the name of the folder. Let's say we want to move the Medi lit, then you can just type Medi lit here, Medi plus lit folder. You can see it has / at the end, meaning that it is a folder. But if it's a zip file, then just type the name of the zip file. If it is a folder, it is a file, a single normal file, just type the name of the file and they remove this R. So now that we are moving the zip file, then just press enter. So okay, it's all out that the Medi is not okay. Sorry, I did not put the zip. You have to put the zip in front of it, then press enter, and you can see it now that it's moving the zip file. So now it has successfully moved the zip file. If you now go to our server, which is the EC2 instance, so for you to go back there, you have to connect back to the EC2 instance using the command that we have before, which is the SSH. Okay, I don't have the SSH again. I can modify this. Let me modify this to the SSH. So I just need to use, I'm not moving. So I'm just going to do SSH. So this is the command to SSH into the server again, and I press enter. It's going to move me back into the server, log me into the server. Then I clear my screen. So now that I'm inside this server, what do I want to do? I just want to do ls, and you can see this is the zip file that we move from our desktop to our laptop. And so you can now unzip this medilate. But before I unzip the medilate, let me delete this one. We don't need it again. We have already moved it to our HTML. So I'm going to do remove -rf mediplus. Then you move. So if I do ls again, you can see the only thing we have here is our medi zip. So I can unzip this by doing unzip medi.zip. Then don't forget your sudo in front of it. So if you do ls now, you can see it has unzipped this file and it's giving us another mediplus late. Then you can move this mediplus late to your server. All right, if you have any challenge following this tutorial, just leave a comment in the comment section. And if you also like this challenge or this deployment, also leave an appreciation comment in the comment box. It makes the algorithm to see that people are actually using this, and you can share it to other people as well. And if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate you for staying tuned to watch this, and you can press the subscription box, leave the click the notification bell, and like the video as well. Thank you. Bye.